All right, we're going to talk with Liam Awesome. Liam, thank you so much for being on.
Cheers, Ian. Appreciate it.
And we're going to talk virtual events because this is one of the best ways to grow your authority, to make people feel something, to take and fill your high-ticket offers, your agency, your business, especially if you're a large service business, online. Liam's filled 100,000 attendee events. He's going to tell us about how summits versus workshops. We're going to tell about how to deliver a quick win for clients and what that means, that transformation, the biggest mistakes made in workshops, and how they're using workshops to create more revenue streams that lead to much higher profits, but also much better clients. So let's get started. We're going to talk about workshops today, and I think, I think one of the best ways for most of us to develop business is through education. And I want to talk about how you use workshops, how you've helped people with workshops, how you got into them. But tell me, let's start first with how you got into workshops.
Yeah, sure. So, interesting story. My partner and I are from two completely different parts of the world. She's from Sweden, I'm from Australia. You can probably tell by my accent, if you haven't already, that I'm Australian, not New Zealand. We met in Sydney. She was studying at university, and we quickly realized, well, if we want to stay together, we need to figure out a way for her to get a visa, really, to stay in Australia, because her student visa was expiring and she had to be, she had to leave the country. She was going to get kicked out. But we both discussed this. This was like a deep conversation. All right, well, I want to live in Australia, but do you? And how important is it to be near your friends and family? We realized that we both had similar desires and beliefs. So we wanted to be near our families and be near our friends, but they were on other sides of the world, of the globe. So how are we going to make this happen? And long story short, virtual events. So creating an online business for us, we saw that as a pathway to generate income online. So we could work from anywhere. Didn't mean we could be in two places at once, but we could, travel to Sweden, spend time with her family, friends, be close to her culture and a system that she grew up in, and same with me in Australia. So we started running these virtual events. It started off with virtual summits, which are multi-day conferences, multi-speaker events. We had over 100,000 attendees come to our events in the first 18 months of the business. That's in summits as well as workshops, and we were also running seminars, boot camps, challenges within that as well. But that was back in 2015, 2016 when we started the business. And really it's grown into a business today where we've got really two ends of the spectrum for our own business, but also for our clients when we help them. It's a quick 90-minute workshop that delivers a quick win, a result for the attendees, the participants, so they can see that you are someone that can deliver a result for them. And so they decide, okay, I want more results. Let's discuss about working together more, becoming a client, right, or a customer of your courses and programs. The other end of the spectrum is the summit, which is a multi-day event, a multi-speaker event typically, and takes a bit more of organization and a bit more time to set up, to put it lightly.
Just a bit.
These 90-minute workshops, we can set them up in a week, really, and fill the room, get bums on seats, sell tickets, and actually get clients. Whereas the summit, 90 days is what we want to be aiming for. So those two ends of the spectrum, both are designed so we can build your authority. So the leads coming in, people attending this event are seeing you as the go-to expert. You're going to be the number one choice for them when they've gone through the journey that we've designed for them via the virtual event, whether it is a workshop or a summit. So they can ultimately become clients of yours and can grow your business. So that's a little bit of a long story, shortened and condensed.
No, I mean, I know we do the Giants of Video Summit, and the first time I did it, I'm like, when you said it was a little bit of work, I'm like, Oh my God. And it's like one of those things you're like, oh, we're almost done. No, we're not. And I wish we did it from scratch, and it was a lot of work. We didn't have that massive guidance I'm sure you provide. So we're stumbling around, fumbling around. But you do these workshops. Tell me a little bit about, before we get into how it works, I want to hear some of the successes that you've had with you and your clients in the workshops. Because I think, being able to do something in a week and get it out and get someone to feel work with you, I think it's a great way to get clients.
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest realization, I think, that came out of our virtual events, and it doesn't necessarily pertain to workshops, but also to summits, is the automation side of things. That if we've run the funnel once, it built our authority, it attracted our ideal clients, we got all these leads, and they turned into clients in that event, the workshop, the summit. It worked. Like, let's do this next week. Let's do this next month. Let's do it every single day for the next few years. And this has been the biggest takeaway for us, is that now our workshops, we run them once, we turn them on autopilot, so we repackage them, and we sell them every single day, so that the information that we're providing, people can get access to on demand, like Netflix, right? They can download everything and just get instant access. They don't have to wait for the event to begin in 2 weeks or 2 months, right? The most urgent needs, the customers who are ready to buy now, they need it now. So don't make them wait, because they'll go find another option. So what this has done is really transformed our business, because we were running events, which meant that if we ran an event, we brought in leads and we made money. If we didn't run an event, like, that didn't happen. So it was all this spikiness of revenue coming in. Whenever we ran an event, there would be cash flow coming into the business. But if we didn't, there wasn't. So this was a real struggle for us, because there was no consistency. There was a lot of stress in trying to run new events all the time, or the same event over and over again. So we realized, well, how do we create more predictability in our business so we can make forecasts, we can make investments into the business? And back in 2016, we repurposed one of these events, we repackaged it, and we sent out an email to our list, and it sold. So we made money from this. So now the business that we run, we've got over 15 summits that we've run over the years that are now on autopilot. The workshops, we've got a couple of dozen of those that are out there in the world, generating leads and sales for us every single day, booking appointments for us, getting clients for us, all on autopilot, because we've built the systems. You ran that event once, you've written the sales copy, you've done the presentation, all the slides, all the emails, like, you've done all the work. Let's look at the conversion rates across the funnel. Did it convert? Yes or no? Did it hit the benchmarks? And we've got certain benchmarks that we want to hit through that funnel as people are coming through it. If it's hitting it, great. If not, could we improve certain things that we just need to tweak, improve, grow, right? So the first time you run the event, and a lot of people who might be thinking, all right, I've done a workshop and that worked really well in the past, but I never ran it again. Like, what was I thinking? Well, yeah, it was probably the worst launch that you'll ever do with your workshop, because the second time you launch it, it's going to do a little bit better. You're going to make tweaks and changes, improvements. Third, fourth, fifth time, it's going to get better and better and better. And over time, you'll get so much more learnings. Your conversion rates will improve, but you'll also, because it's automated, you'll get more consistency of traffic, leads, and sales in your business.
And so, obviously, this works. You have an online digital business, but what businesses are some of the unique businesses that you've seen it work with, like service businesses? Can this work for a service-based business?
Yeah, absolutely. So this works best if you do have a high-ticket offer to sell at on the back end of this. Like, absolutely, yeah. You run a workshop, you show the participants that you can get them specifically results, right? Which is different from them watching a webinar where, all right, this is great information and I'll see if I can implement this over the next few weeks, and nothing ever happens. Like, in the workshop, they actually implement, they get the result within that 90-minute period, right? So it's got to be a small, a quick win, a result that we can deliver that was really simple and easy, but was a big aha moment or moved a big lever for them in the business, and they saw the big impact that you could deliver for them in a short amount of time. So they're wanting to work with you more, right? They want to spend 9 weeks or 9 months or 9 years or whatever, right? Whatever your offering is off the back end. So absolutely, if you've got a course you want to sell off the back of this, a membership, if you want to generate clients for your coaching, whether that's one-on-one coaching, consulting, or group coaching, or if you've got a service that you're selling off the back of it, you're giving the people an experience of what it's like to work with you, to get results with you, and they want more of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing, I think, and is letting people experience working with you. I think that's, because you can do all this marketing, you get people there, now they have this, you can sell all of that, they want to experience you, and that's what you want to generate. Can you tell me obviously you put, how do you all work? Do you put students through it? And you have some resources too. Let's mention those first, the resources, because I want to be able to send people to them right now. What are some of the resources you have for workshops?
Great. So we've got a checklist. Like, I'm very systems orientated. I want an automated business, right? So we've got a checklist to run these workshops. As I said, we've got dozens of these running on autopilot. And there's a system to make sure we maximize our ROI and get clients off the back end. There is it's a checklist to run one of these 90-minute workshops for yourself that generates clients. And you can go through that checklist step by step, which will allow you to firstly come up with the topic that's going to attract your ideal clients to sell your program or service off the back end, or the content that goes around that. Secondly, how to fill the room, market it, get bums on seats. And thirdly, how to actually deliver it to bring on board clients without being salesy or pitching at all, really.
That's amazing. And we'll put a link to that down below in the show notes. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can click on the image. It'll be in there. If you're watching on YouTube, just look down below. And check your email, because we'll have this in the emails as well. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Okay, so you talk about deciding on the workshop. And I think this might be, for a lot of people, the hardest part, because I'm thinking about my business and I'm like, wow, what kind of workshop can I run? What can I teach people? Because I do a service. I'm not sure I can teach them something to do and make them feel it. How do you decide on what workshop to do?
I'll share an example of one which might give some ideas for people, and then go into a bit of an explanation of how to maybe come up with the right topic that would work for you. So one that's worked really well for us is how to get 3 referrals in just 3 minutes. So that's the title of the workshop, right? 3 referrals in 3 minutes. All right, well, this doesn't sound like a 90-minute workshop. It can be done in 3 minutes, it sounds like, right? Perfect, right? We want them to implement and get the results within 90 minutes, right? So what we're teaching them and giving them is a system to get referrals in just 3 minutes, all right? So how would I do this? I can show them in just 3 minutes by sharing my screen, pulling up LinkedIn and showing them our system, or the step-by-step process to get 3 referrals in just a few minutes on LinkedIn, and how anyone can do this. Now we're using the other 87 minutes to help the participants, the attendees, to get that result. How do we give them those 3 referrals so they get that result, that promised result? They came to the workshop, they paid for the workshop to get that result, right? They're not there to just spend time with you. They come to get the result, right? So deliver that result in those 87 minutes remaining, and that's where you maybe personalize things, you answer any questions, and there's different ways you can structure this. I mean, we've done more complicated workshop trainings, like we've got our workshop on workshops, which you can get access to if you go via that checklist, which it's a 90-minute workshop on how to create these 90-minute workshops for yourself. So you can see the system, how that, right, very, very meta. And it's really just about, well, how do we deliver a quick win for our clients? And right, we want to attract the ideal clients, people who are perfectly ideal clients for us. We want to showcase to them how simple and easy it is to work with us, and how we can deliver a big impact, a big result for them. So simple and easy, it just takes 3 minutes. Big impact, big results, 3 referrals. All right, so think about that in terms of positioning of your workshop and the delivery of the promise and the results. And if you're thinking about, okay, well, what would work really well for me and my business? If you're an existing business, look at past clients, those moments where the client has just got, oh, I've got it now, or they've got some kind of aha moment from you that's repeatable, that you can share, or that you have shared over multiple occasions. And it is that big lever in the business that really delivers a big result, a big impact. You can do really quickly and easily, but it's some kind of insight that they just weren't aware of that is really going to change their outlook or their business, or their life, or whoever you might be serving. So I think that's the crux of it, really, making sure that we can give them a quick win. Right, we call this our quick workshop win within 90 minutes.
It's interesting because when we do case stories and we do, we interview clients and we talk about their clients, and also we want to get this out of them. That's one of the big questions we ask is, what's the first bit, the first win? And I think that's so important, to give a win as fast as possible, and also to be remembering it, because it gives people a feeling. You don't want to be like 6 months down the road before someone, they've given you money and they're in contracts. But you give them that quick win, and that really changes the relationship, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. You never want a client thinking, oh, did I make the right investment? Like, well, I was doubting whether they should have moved forward with you or not. Like, you want them to be confident in their decision. And once they've made that decision, they're fed back information that's like, yes, you've made the right decision. Why? Because look at the results I'm already getting. I've just got a quick win. Like, if we can deliver that kind of experience, they're going to be wanting more wins for us. They're going to feel confident about the rest of the journey as you work with them as a client.
Oh, that's awesome. And so then, you've given the quick win. Now, how do you convert them into a client? Like, I'm showing someone, I hear this from clients a lot too, because, when we do YouTube videos and we explain to them that you need to give away your information, right? You should be giving them on YouTube so that they believe your authority. But everyone asks me then, like, if I give everything away, why would someone hire me? How does that convert?
Yeah, sure. So let's have a look at this workshop. It's 90 minutes, right? So there's a time limitation there. You want more of my time? Well, go over here. Let's have a conversation about that. So it doesn't have to be too salesy or anything. It's just like, yeah, no worries. Let's have of a discussion about spending more time together. You enjoyed that. You enjoyed getting that result, that win. You want more of those results? Okay, great. Let's have a conversation about getting more results for you. You're in this room of 20 people in this workshop, however many people might be there. You want more personalized support and guidance, customized for you. Maybe there was some people that weren't at your level. Great, let's have a discussion about what that may look like, right? So it's all about making sure that they're getting a taste of you, right? They're getting a quick win, so they've already decided, right? You're the number one go-to expert. You're the authority, the person they want to work with. They realize, like, you can get them results because you've proven that. They know, like, and trust you. And the next part is really easy. Well, if you'd like to spend more time together, let's have a conversation. Here's a link. So essentially, we don't want to be salesy in the approach that we take this. It's about dropping hints about, yeah, of course, like this is 90 minutes. There's only a certain amount of time we've got together, so we can only cover so much. However, we do have all these other steps in the process, right? This is just maybe the first step in a series of steps. Like, okay, yes, you've got this result, but surely you want more results or the next level of results. Then great, let's have a discussion about that, and absolutely we can help you because we've helped XYZ do these kind of things as well. So giving them the knowledge that yes, there is a next step with you, firstly, and then number two, well, what do I need to do to explore that next step? Let's jump on a call and discuss what that may look like. And obviously, here's the link. Make it really obvious in the content and the delivery of your workshop that it's available for them. And making sure you follow up with that as well.
Follow-up, yes. Follow-up is important. We have a whole nother series on that because people seem not to believe how important follow-up is. But we won't get into that. If you people aren't following up, you need to start. But we're going to get you, Liam's method is going to get you leads, going to get you in the workshop. Once again, obviously they succeed in it. That's why I've had them on. They're, entrepreneurshq.com. We'll put a link to that down below. And you've got the simple system. But always in a system, there's things, the unknowns, and the big mistakes people make. I know I've made most of the mistakes twice, 3 times, 4 times. What are the biggest mistakes you see people make in workshops?
Yeah, I think just rushing into it without having a strategic plan of, all right, well, do I have the right copy, the right topic, and are we attracting the ideal clients for ultimately what we want to sell off the back end? We started the business in 2015. We were running these events and we were selling tickets to these events. This is how we made our money. We just had low ticket offers. And we did this successfully for the first 3 years of our business till 2018, when we decided to lift the hood on what we were doing and start selling some higher priced offerings, showcasing how we were driving 100,000 participants to our events, how we were selling tickets, how we're upgrading them, and creating this automated online business for ourselves. And we were working really hard. It didn't feel automated at the time, but now we've got it to a point where, we had all these assets, all this content that had been created that we'd sold in the past. Now we could repackage it as evergreen content that we could sell forever. So the biggest number one mistake is not having that next step, that next high ticket offer, that 10K plus program service that you can help your clients more intimately and have a deeper experience with you to get results faster. That would be the biggest mistake that I and my partner Sarah personally experienced in the business. We left so much money on the table. In the first 18 months, we had, let's give an example of one event. One event we had 15,000 leads, 15,000 participants register for the event. And we made $50,000. That was it, right? And that was just in the ticket sales, right? $100 ticket sales for the upgrade. And if we had had a $10,000 or $25,000 offer off the back end, we would have made easily multiple 6 figures, maybe hit the $1 million mark from the amount of leads coming into your business. I mean, just think about it, 15,000 leads coming into your business within a 2-3 week period, which happened to us with our very first event. What kind of revenue that could bring in for your business? And that's it. You've got to be thinking that, make sure that journey, all those leads are coming in, they're the ideal client, and they've gone through a journey where, okay, I'm now a lead, I've been referred. That's probably something else we can talk about as well, like the source of the lead. Referrals are great, right? They're already warm. They're making a decision to trust you. They're seeing you now as the authority based on the content you're providing. They're experiencing and liking you and your system. They're getting that quick win, and they're ready to have more, and they're eager to have more. You don't have to pitch them or sell them. We're having a conversation to discuss what it's like to be working together, and they're enrolling and becoming a client. Like, that would be the biggest mistake, not having that next step, that high ticket 10K plus.
And it's interesting because I think you're dead on. A lot of our audience are agencies or service providers, and it's the flip side. And that's what I love about this, is that they have the high ticket offer, but they have nothing in between $20,000 and zero, right? So it's like, either pay me $20,000 to work with me, either pay me $50,000 to work with me, or you're not working with me, or, and that's their sales process. And that's why I think also, I love the workshop methodology, because it gives people an experience of working with you, gives them a conversion, a small transformation, and a quick win. But yeah, you're right. Creating that $10,000 offer is super important. And some of the people too might have a $20,000 service, but not have a true offer, correct?
Well, I think, what you brought up there with the point of the workshop, that can be your low ticket. Like, you show up for 90 minutes, you teach, one quick win, that aha moment, that big lever, you get a result, and now you turn on evergreen, you sell it every single day, it generates leads, it books appointments, and they turn into new clients. You don't have to have just one workshop, right? That works really well, great, the funnel works really well, let's try a second, a third, based on the types of clients you're trying to attract. And from that process, potentially there's new opportunities to create even more automated revenue streams. We call it predictable income. Creating our predictable income machine, right? Consistency was really important for us in the business. So you're not looking, well, where is that next client going to come from? Or there's that big heavyweight gorilla of a client. If we lose them, what's going to happen to our staff, our revenue? We're going to have to let people go. Thinking about, well, how do we get this recurring revenue, this predictable income coming into the business and into the founders, the investors, the business owners' pockets.
I love it. And I think this is great for people that are considering making courses. Now, courses are great. We have a lot of people. I've made a lot of courses, but this is a simpler way than spending 6 months making a course, isn't it?
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. We want to go down that track. Yeah, I've got some opinions on that for sure. So again, absolutely. Like, you sell before you create. You sell tickets to this workshop. You've created maybe module 1 or lesson 1, however big or small it may be. I mean, it's a quick win, so potentially it's just a lesson or a bite-sized chunk of a lesson. But then we start running multiple ones of these, and we've got these multiple different products we can sell. We can bundle them up, sell them as a package. Maybe they create a course. Maybe there is a really linear line of a course that will ultimately lead into someone realizing, hey, well, I need more support, help, guidance with this, and they become a client because they don't want to do it themselves. They want it to be done for them. Right? And so, absolutely. You teach live, you teach it once, it's been pre-sold, the people are paying to come, so you're showing up, you're delivering it, and maybe it's just once every week, so you've got a week to create the content every single time. So plenty of time to create like a 60, 90-minute lesson. And ultimately over time, you will have courses. Like, looking into our membership, we've got thousands of hours of content inside the membership, and that there's probably too much in there. There's definitely, I don't know if there's any of our clients, there might be one or two raving fans who've been with us since 2015. They've gone through everything, but really you don't need to. It's like you pick and choose based on the clients we work with. There's certain elements or certain parts that we can direct them to based on the challenges they're experiencing with their business, the stage they're at with their business, or their goals.
I love it. Well, this is awesome. We're going to put a link to that workshop checklist down below. I think everyone should explore it, especially if you're a service-based business. Every person should explore workshops. I talk about this with other agencies all the time. You need to create an offer that people can experience working with you before working with you and gain that big, quick win. This is great. And so, Liam, where's the best place to follow you? We'll put a link to all the show notes on the show notes, but where are you spending your time on social media? Where are you giving away more of this awesome information? Yeah,
absolutely. So LinkedIn, you want to connect with me there. We actually started the business, quick story, off the back of a LinkedIn group that I created in 2008. The group's called Small Business Network by Entrepreneurs HQ. Entrepreneurs HQ being our umbrella brand for our events, our courses, our workshops that we do. So you can go check out entrepreneurshq.com, so entrepreneurs with an S, hq.com. And check out everything that we're doing there. There's some more information on running different types of virtual events. If you want to create $1 million virtual event, we've got some training and resources and steps on blueprints on how to go and create that for yourself and scale your business. We've also got just that LinkedIn group, as well as just follow me on LinkedIn or connect with me there. I think that's the easiest way.
Nice. And what since we brought up LinkedIn, I'm gonna, before we go, what's your number one LinkedIn tip right now?
LinkedIn was super powerful back when I started the business in 2015. Right, we had this group is now over 200,000 members, all small business owners. We're doing more and more connection events. We actually call that our JV Mixer, where we're looking at, like, if you're looking for joint ventures, if you're looking for speaking gigs or partnerships or some kind of promotion, you want more referrals in your business, essentially, because that's what we're all about. We want warm leads, we want referrals, they're more likely to become clients and customers. We're doing these JV Mixer events for this LinkedIn community. We hold them once a month, but then there's also a directory and weekly introductions that we do based on certain criteria. So in terms of LinkedIn itself, right now, it's a great lead generation for us because we started a group in 2008. We get about 100 leads a day joining our LinkedIn group. And so we look at moving them across to our email list and into our business. Not all are the right fit, but it's certainly something that's working well for us. But I think on LinkedIn, it's just about being present and making sure that you're sharing on your personal profile. I think making sure your profile is optimized. If you haven't gone there and edited or even taken a look at your tagline or your current job title, just editing those to make sure that you're showing up for the right keywords, for the types of deals that you want to be making, the type of clients you want to be attracting, because it's not just a job-seeking platform. It's certainly a place where you generate leads and sales. And that's actually like our very first event that we ran was called the LinkedIn Success Summit. And that event there was all about how do we generate leads and sales off the LinkedIn platform. So that's a super powerful prospecting platform that if you're not leveraging and you're targeting other business owners, then absolutely you should.
Oh yeah, I in 2006 I used LinkedIn to meet with the vice president of the largest insurance company in Europe and try and sell him a building. It was amazing. But that was back in the day before if you got a LinkedIn message, everyone was like, "Oh my God, I got a message." Now it's like, "Oh, I got messages." That was great advice. Well, Liam, thank you so much. We'll put a link to your LinkedIn profile. 265,000 members in that network and the Small Business Network. Make sure to join that. And Liam, thank you so much for being on the Garlic Marketing Show and teach us all about workshops.
Yeah, this has been really fun, and it's something that I'm passionate about, virtual events, like building your authority. If you want sales to be easier, then build your authority by doing one of these events. Do it once, put it on autopilot, and generate predictable income for years to come.
Awesome. Well, Liam, thank you so much for being on the Garlic Marketing Show.
Ian, I've loved it. Thanks very much for bringing me along.
And thank you all for taking Liam and I on our journey. It's been on Garlic and the Garlic Marketing Show.